Gronkowski. Both teams have big play receivers, so look for some dramatics from these two men, Stacey Bailey of the Falcons and Mark Duper of the Dolphins.
Last season, those Dolphins had a promising rookie running back named Rich Diana, but earlier this year, he abruptly left the game of pro football, turning in his helmet and cleats for a stethoscope and scalpel. We visit him at the Yale Medical School this week.
I went to Miami this week to talk to Dolphin owner Joe Robbie, a man who is determined to build a new home for his successful football team. And here comes Irv.
For weeks now, we've been touting tomorrow's big battle here in Dallas as a game of the year. And now we're just a little more than 24 hours from that showdown between the two best teams in pro football. I'll be taking a look at that matchup. We'll have those stories and more on the NFL Today.
They're gearing up for the playoffs, but they must play today without their star rookie quarterback, Dan Marino. He injured his left knee last week in Houston. And, of course, Don Shula is extremely concerned about Marino's condition.
It was just basically it was just a pass play, and no one was open, and I saw a lane to run up the middle. I started to run, and I planted my foot to cut back, and I kind of twisted my knee.
Dan suffered a rather severe knee sprain. He hasn't torn any structure that's significant from the standpoint of holding the knee together, but it's a significant injury from the standpoint of pain and swelling.
For the Dolphins, the injury could not have come at a worse time. Dan Marino was just getting ready for his first playoff game.
It's very frustrating for Dan Marino because he's such a competitor, and he was so involved in what we were doing. It's just sad to see him standing on the sideline during practice and not being able to do anything, and I know it's really disheartening to him.
With Marino sidelined, Shula had to pick a new starter, David Woodley. A year ago, he led the team into the Super Bowl. Then there's the veteran relief pitcher, Don Strock. Shula decided early in the week that he would go with Strock.
I felt that Strock was best suited to step in and do the type of things that we're doing offensively now since Marino took over. And that has been pretty much my decision.
I think the decision was made very early during the week. As a matter of fact, he had told me earlier that he would probably go with Don.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss?
For now, Strock is the boss. But the career understudy realizes that once Marino is healthy, he will be going back to the bench.
I'll play until he's ready to play and do the very best that I can. And when he comes back, I'm sure he'll be playing.
The Dolphins are 7-1 with Marino as their starter. And it's unlikely that this team can get to the Super Bowl unless Marino returns full-time.
We're very hopeful that he'll be back for the Jets game. But if he's not for the Jets game, then we've got an additional week in there for healing that would get him ready for the playoffs.
The good thing about it is it's not as serious as most of the injuries are, and hopefully I'll be back soon.
Frank Lieber and Dick Vermeil are covering the action for us today. And, gentlemen, what impact is this going to have on the Dolphins and looking ahead to the playoffs, Frank?
Well, Brent, you got to realize that Don Shula's really got a luxury here that a lot of coaches don't have. He's got two experienced backups. A lot of people thought he'd start Woodley. He's going to go with Strock. Why do you think he did?
Frank, I think he went with Strock because he is more closely related talent-wise, physical attribute-wise, to Dan Marino. They can do the same things. Woodley is more of a movement quarterback, and it would involve changing 10 other offensive players to fit one quarterback, so it's an easier move.
That's something you're going to see today you don't normally see. Strock will get a chance to call his own plays.
Strock is calling his own plays. Very few quarterbacks do anymore. And the other thing that's unusual, he will signal to the bench for specific players to come in so he can line up in specific formations.
Now, there's a switch for you. Back to you, Brent.
All right, Frank, thank you. Jimmy, what about David Woodley? Is there a chance now that he will sign with the USFL team?
Slusher turned down the bid that Robbie made towards him, and I'll tell you something, it was a very high bid towards Woodley, and I'm sure that he's sorry that he didn't accept it, Brent.
All right, Jimmy. Mr. Robbie told Jimmy the Greek down in Miami that he intends to keep it that way.
Come on, hit him!
I wouldn't be in professional football if I didn't want to compete to win.
Before Joe Robbie owned the Dolphins, he ran for office, unsuccessfully.
I ran for governor of South Dakota. I ran so hard I wound up in Minnesota.
As good as the Dolphins are now, their first few years in the league, they were pathetic. Robbie's smartest move was signing Don Shula. They have a unique partnership. Shula runs the team while Robbie handles the business end, and on game day, he entertains in his private box. He and Coach Shula really aren't this close. but Don enjoys the freedom that Robbie provides.
There's no way that I can be judged as a coach if people are jamming things down my throat as far as ideas or as far as saying you got to play this player or you got to trade for this player. Then it wouldn't be my product.
Don Shula is intense in what he does. I think any intense competitor may be hard to be around during competition. I think that goes with the territory.
Shula coaches them. Robbie signs them. Except for one player, the Dolphins are all signed through next year. The USFL will have to look elsewhere.
Mr. Robbie is a very astute businessman, and I think that's his essence. His very essence is negotiating, and I think that's what makes the world go round for him.
I want people, whether they agree with me or don't agree with me, to know that it's an honest opinion on my part and that we can disagree with each other without being disagreeable.
Now that he has his players under contract, he wants them to play in a new stadium.
The Orange Bowl is 46 years old. They try to keep it in good condition, but for Joe Robbie, this stadium has passed its prime.
This fishing hole is near the new proposed site. Some say the Orange Bowl is just fine.
Oh, except that the seats are too narrow and the rows are too close together, and that there's no parking, and that the Orange Bowl is a relic from the past. I guess it's probably all right.
Robbie's always outspoken and in the public eye. And be you for him or against him, no one can deny him his due.
When you stop to consider the importance that the Dolphins bring to Miami, the cohesiveness that team brings to Miami, whether you like it or not, Joe Robbie is a very important man to Miami.
Misinformed, perhaps. Sloppy, crude, bullheaded, even fickle, but never wrong.
Joe Robbie is all that and more.
So, Jimmy, on the field, how will his team make out against Atlanta here this afternoon?
I don't think they'll have much trouble against a team that hasn't sacked a quarterback in 4 games or a pass in 116 pass attempts. I think Miami will win it, Brent.
High-scoring game, Greg?
I imagine it will be with Barkowski in there.
All right. The NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment.
Pilots, the Falcons flying fortress into the Orange Bowl as the #2 ranked passer in all of pro football. Atlanta also will give the Dolphins a look at Billy White Shoes Johnson, who has found new life at Old Legs and is headed for NFL Comeback Player of the Year honors. He leads the Falcons in receiving and the NFC in punt returns and still hasn't lost the knack of making tacklers swing at ghosts. With magnum-armed rookie Dan Marino hobbling, Miami will turn to the veteran Don Strock, the NFL's answer to Goose Gossage, who starts his first game in over 2 years for the newly crowned AFC Eastern Division champions. The Killer Bees, Miami's strong as mule's breath defense, took a brief sabbatical against Houston last week, but all season long they've been stinging opponents with big plays, like this Lyle Blackwood interception, enabling them to lead the AFC in turnover.
I'm Frank Lieber, along with Dick Vermeil. Of course, the Dolphins have clinched the AFC Eastern Division title, but as Don Shula told us yesterday, whoa, guys, 2 more regular season games to play.
Frank, Don Shula and the Miami Dolphins have been here before. They've been in the playoffs 9 other times. They know how to handle a situation. First, they're playing for home court advantage. They want the home field. And secondly, they want momentum going into those playoffs, right?
Well, Atlanta can move the football, especially with Barkowski in there. What does Atlanta have to do to win this football game?
Well, Atlanta's going to have to be playing offense better than they played it any other time, and they're a good offensive football team, and they can move the ball. But what they really have to do, they have to come up with their best defensive effort. Their defensive team has not been a good defensive team, though 5 of their losses were by 19 total points. So they can play defense, but today, if they're going to play it, they really have to play at their best. If they do, it'll be a real good football game.
The Atlanta Falcons have won the toss of the coin, elected to receive, and Uwe von Schamann will be kicking off for the Miami Dolphins. Atlanta, a very slow starting team. They've scored only 22 points in the first period of 14 games this year. As you look at Gerald Riggs, who is the deep man in the kickoff formation. Schamann checking to see everything is in order. Pat Haggerty is the referee, and you'll hear his whistle momentarily. Dolphins have won 7 of their last 8 games. They are on a roll. And right now they're working for home field advantage in the playoffs, at least for the first divisional playoff. Gerald Riggs, 1 yard deep in the end zone. Out to the 10, 15. Across the 20-yard line to the 21. And Atlanta will put it in play from there. Charles Bowser, number 56, in the tackle. As we look at the Falcons offense, they of course go with the one-back offense led by William Andrews, one of the top rushers and all-purpose backs in all of professional football. And Stacey Bailey has been a big surprise for him at the wide receiver position this year. The Miami offensive line anchored by the All-Pros on the left side, Mike Ken and R.C. Thielman. 1st and 10. Bartkowski, who has missed the last 2 games because of that knee injury. And they test the left side of the Miami line almost immediately. A.J. Dewey, number 55, making the stop on Andrews. As we look at the Dolphins defensive line, they play the front 3, and Doug Petters has certainly had a Pro Bowl year for him so far, one of the top sack artists in all of professional football. Among the linebackers, Bob Brudzinski has been particularly outstanding. And the deep backs, of course, feature the Blackwood brothers, one from TCU, the other from Texas. 2nd down, 7. Bartkowski's first pass of the day goes over the middle, and it is complete, and it'll be very close to the first down. Going to the tight end. That time, number 88, Arthur Cox. Cox is a rookie free agent find this year from Texas Southern for Dan Henning's team. And as you can see, he hasn't seen much of the football so far. It is enough for the first down. As they cross the 30-yard line, move it out to the 32. Dan Henning, the youthful head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who've had some rough moments thus far. Bo Robinson in the slot off to the right side, leaving Andrews as the sole setback. Robinson in motion, Andrews running behind him, breaks into the clear at the 40, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line before Glenn Blackwood, number 47, stops him. You look at him, he doesn't look that big, but boy, does he run hard.
Oh, he really does. Now, the motion back here, Bo Robinson, number 33, is coming across the screen. See him right there? He's kicking out right there on Bowser and got a great block on him. Broke him up inside. Now Andrews just runs over Blackwell, and the other Blackwell saves his brother's life right there, Frank.
That's a first down. 2nd in this opening drive for the Atlanta Falcons at the 47-yard line. Arthur Cox this time, the tight end in motion. It is Gerald Riggs who takes the handoff, and Riggs can't get around the left side, and we get a penalty marker. Thrown at the line of scrimmage. Bowser, number 56, in the stop.
I don't think Bowser liked getting knocked on his back on that last play, and he really played that play beautiful. Moved it inside out, whipped the blocker, and forced him to the sideline and made the play, Frank.
Preliminary indication holding against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons have done a number on themselves all year, stopping their drives with penalties, fumbles. They're -1 in the turnover category. It's contrasted to the Dolphins, who are +14 and lead the AFC. Pat Haggerty, the referee.
Holding, number 88, offense.
That's on Arthur Cox, the tight end. Cox has beaten out Junior Miller as you look at Don Shula, the head coach of the Dolphins. You wonder, Miller, was a Pro Bowler for a couple of years.
He played the Pro Bowl 2 years, 1981 and 1982, and was a number 1 pick.
10-yard penalty, 1st and 20. Dolphins at their 36. They go with Riggs on the ground, and Gerald Riggs is stacked up at the line of scrimmage by Bob Baumhauer, number 73. Maybe the best nose tackle in the game right now, with an assist from Mike Charles, number 71.
Frank, Bob Baumhauer is one of the only nose guards that stays in the nickel defense and rushes the passer. Most of the time, the nose tackle is just a run defender.
Doesn't look like Charles has missed too many meals, does it?
No, he has a hard time keeping his weight below 280. Can you believe that? Just a kid, too, just a rookie.
2nd down, 18 for the Atlanta Falcons. Ball is spotted at the Falcon 39-yard line. No score here in the early going at the Orange Bowl. Sole setback is Riggs. No flag thrown as the Atlanta receiver, who is Stacey Bailey, tripped at the 45-yard line, got his feet tangled up with Glenn Blackwood, number 47.
That is not pass interference, and it was not called. What do they call it? Incidental tripping or something like that, some technical rule. But here they come, their bump and run technique, playing them on the outside. Now see, he's going to come underneath, and now and the receiver moved over in front of him. Stacey Bailey moved over in front of the corner and tripped himself, really.
Bailey has done a great job so far with 4 100-yard gains receiving for the Falcons. We're looking at a 3rd down 18 from their 39. Andrews back in at the running back. Bartkowski to Andrews. Got a lot of room. 30, 35, 40, up to the 45, and got it back almost to the original line of scrimmage. So that'll set up a punting situation for the Falcons as the nickelback, Mike Kozlowski, number 40, for the Miami Dolphins, made the stop.
It's amazing. That play looked like they had a lot of room to go ahead and execute the screen, but Miami's defense moved so well.
Ralph Giacomaro, number 1, will do the punting, and back deep is Fulton Walker, who is filling in for Mark Clayton, who is their normal punt returner. He is, in all probability, out with a knee injury. I should say a rib injury. Good kick by Giacomaro. Fulton Walker at the 12-yard line, up to the 15, across the 20 to about the 25. So Fulton Walker, who is a veteran kickoff returner, pressed into duty as a punt returner late in the season, gives the Dolphins the football. They'll put it in play 1st and 10 at their 24 when we come back to the Orange Bowl in just a moment. Situation here in Miami as we look at the Dolphins offense for the very first time and look at Don Strock, who has not thrown a pass in anger at quarterback since the last Super Bowl game when he came on in relief of David Woodley. He played sparingly last week at the end of the ball game in Houston after Marino got hurt. Bruce Hardy, the tight end, in motion as the give goes to Andre Franklin, and Franklin is down to the 29-yard line. Still, take a look at that Miami offense, boy. In addition to Strock, you got Tony Nathan and Franklin as the setbacks. Mark Duper, who's come on strong as a wide receiver this year, and Nat Moore outside. He's had a rejuvenation of sorts. The offensive line, one of the best in football. And Dwight Stevenson, many people are saying, may now be the best center in all of professional football. Harris Strock's career totals, he's been quarterbacking for the Dolphins for 10 years. Mack was coached in college and with the Dolphins by Dan Henning, the Atlanta coach. Here's his first pass of the afternoon and completes it. Dan Johnson, number 87, the tight end, making the grab for short yardage. So Strock gets a little rust out of his system as Don Shula looks on. He wants that home field advantage. He may not get it all the way to the Super Bowl because the Raiders have got a better record right now. Here's the Falcons' defensive line. They play a lot of rookies in there. Province is a rookie. Pitts is their number 1 draft choice.
He's playing real well, too, Frank. He's really improved just in the last few weeks that we've seen him.
Brady is a rookie at the linebacker position. And the 4 D-backs, James Britt is a rookie. They're starting 4 rookies defensively. Normally, they start 5. 3rd down 1. Tony Nathan did not get enough for the first down. Good pursuit. Boy, you talk about stringing it out. Falcons may be out of it mathematically, but they played that tough.
Fulton really did a nice job. The down lineman in front of Foster, who was Roy Foster, number 61, was playing as a tight end on the left side of the offense. Just couldn't handle that linebacker, and they just forced it to the sideline.
Reggie Roby comes in to do the punting. Now, he has been known to kick some moonshots. He can crack the sky.
I timed him in some 5-3 hang times in warm-up period, Franks. You know, that's hanging the ball up there real good.
It is indeed. And Billy White Shoes Johnson is deep. The number 1 punt returner in the National Football Conference. Very unusual style. 2-step kicker. Not much of a follow-through. That'll go out of bounds at the 15. So Roby says, not bad, but not my greatest. It covered 51 yards. That's not bad. 9 minutes, 4 seconds left in the opening period. Here in Miami, no score.
Getting back next Friday
night for the season finale against the Jets. But he won't play him, obviously, if he's got any problem at all, because he wants to rest him for the playoffs. 1st and 10. Atlanta from the 15-yard line. William Andrews takes it out to the 18, where Bob Baumhauer, number 73, makes the stop. So he's mentioned Falcons have been mathematically eliminated. You were in this position last year with a game or 2 to go. How did you fire up your Philadelphia team?
Well, first off, the people in the stands play the same amount of ticket when you're winning and when you're losing. They deserve to see a good football game, and the players know that. Plus, there's a lot of pride. Plus, they want to make sure they play well enough they don't lose their job in the offseason.
Good point. Floyd Hodge is split to the left side. Bailey to the right. Andrews hammering at the middle, gets it across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Falcons are looking at third down. They still need a strong 4 for the first down. Still no score in the game with just over 8 minutes left in the opening period. Nick Charles making the stop.
Atlanta came out that time in that unbalanced line that we saw them using a couple weeks ago, Frank, and that helps them get the nose guard off the center because the defense will move over with them.
Falcons, as you saw, signal the plays into Steve Bartkowski or Morosky, whoever it happens to be. Third down. Falcons need 4 for the first.
They're unbalanced again.
Unbalanced, strong to the left side, and Bartkowski one-on-one coverage out there. Tries to hit Stacey Bailey, and a fine defensive play by Gerald Small, number 48. Small was a fourth-round draft choice in 1978 out of your alma mater,
Out of San Jose State. Yeah, was a teammate of Kim Bokamper, the defensive right end, number 58. So he can play. You know, he had the knock that he wouldn't hit anybody coming out of college, but that just shows you how you can be mislabeled.
Jack Camara on to do the punting, and again, Fulton Walker will be deep. Dolphins playing return all the way. Nice high kick. Walker circles under this one at the 30, 35. Is hit at the 39 and then shoved back. So Miami will put it in play at their 39-yard line after a 49-yard punt and a 9-yard return. Still no score here at the Orange Bowl. Up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at their 39-yard line. As Strock sets Duper wide to the left side, he's got Nat Moore split out to the right. Nathan and Franklin are the setbacks. Moore in motion. Tony Nathan. Oh, David Overstreet, who has just come into the game, who carries to the 50-yard line, and he's got it up for the first down. We were down here to see the Dolphins play the Rams, and he made a brief appearance, got off for a 44-yard run. They haven't used him much.
This is a draw play now. They're going to fullback comes through and lead. See, Andre Franklin blocked there on Curry 50, and they hand it off behind him, and Overstreet just pounding his way up through there. Poor tackling initially. They've got to wrap those arms around that running back. Overstreet really looked good on the field the other day when we were in here on Thursday, Frankie. He's a gifted athlete, but gosh, Nathan's been playing so well, he just can't get in the game.
Yeah, Shula's a little unhappy. He hasn't been able to get him in more. He said there's nothing wrong with his effort. 11-yard pickup, 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Again, Overstreet gets outside, 45, 40, and out of bounds after a first down at the 37-yard line. David Overstreet, former #1 pick from Oklahoma, went to Canada, played on that Montreal team with White Shoes Johnson and with Vince Ferragamo, and now has come back to Miami.
And he can move, he can break inside. That play was actually designed to go inside. The left tackle, John Geester, pulled to block at the point of attack, and it got bounced outside, and he has the speed to go ahead and turn the corner with it.
He's had a bit of a rap for fumbling, hasn't he?
He has, but Don said he's done everything expected of him and more on the practice field since he's been here.
Mark Duper is wide to the right side. Again, Nat Moore split off to the left. Strock calling his own plays. Looking long. Nat Moore at the 22. First down. Well, Moore, for all the world, was asking to be traded. But the Dolphins didn't listen to him when Jimmy Cephalo got hurt. He once again became a very valuable man.
You can see that Kenny Johnson, number 37, is lined up right up there, but they're playing a zone short and long, and he just breaks into the zone in front of Pridemore, number 27. See that? And he hits that dead spot in the defense. Boy, that's tough to defense. Kenny Johnson's got to do a better job up on the line of scrimmage if they're going to play that coverage.
17-yard pickup, first down at the 22-yard line. Franklin running hard, takes it inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. Andre Franklin, former blocking back, really, at Nebraska. He blocked for people like I.M. Hip and Jarvis Redwine, and they've made him a runner down here, and he's become a good one. Statistical oddity, though, through 14 games, Andre Franklin, as the regular fullback, has not caught a single pass all year.
Here's Kenny Johnson right up there. Nice hit on him, but he's still better off to wrap his arms around that ball carrier, Frank.
Second down. 2 for the first down. Dolphins at the Atlanta 13-yard line. Overstreet. Got one, but I don't think he got two, but we'll see.
Andre Franklin led in there on the defensive tackle and really gave him a shot.
Falcons have not been known for their pass rush. And that's something that Dan Henning told us he really needs as a pass rusher.
And in contrast, they've been sacked more than anybody in football, so they've had that problem. You know, what's really funny is to look out there and see the quarterback signaling the bench for personnel. I've never seen that done before.
Well, that's a switch. But Shula told us yesterday that Strock has certain signs if he wants
wing,
extra
double wing,
right.
2 tight ends, 1 running back, and a specific running back. He just points to the running back he wants.
Third down, less than a yard for the first down at the 13. Nathan in motion, Franklin. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he got it, but they're having trouble in short yardage against Atlanta. Atlanta is showing that they came here to play defense.
Well, that's where their problems have been, certainly, in recent weeks, if not all year. They didn't make it, apparently.
Here comes Roy Foster in there. It looks like Don tends to go ahead and go for it if they didn't make it.
Now, Foster, number 61, you saw him talk to Pat Haggard. He said he's going in as an extra tight end. And in practice, they were thrown to him some.
Yeah, they did throw a little one, but I don't think they'll throw in this 4th down situation.
4th down, call it a foot now for the first down for the Miami Dolphins at the Atlanta 12-yard line. Tony Nathan in motion. Flags down as Franklin is caught behind the line. A great defensive play, but Atlanta may have been offside.
I think Atlanta was offside unless a Miami offensive player moved.
Well, that negates a great defensive play. Boy, that is tough on 4th down and inches. That gives them a first down, obviously.
They must be pretty excited. Now, you're going to see a defender at the left side of your screen. Now, watch the left side of your screen. See him coming right down in there?
Jeff Merrill,
Jeff Merrill,
number 75.
for heaven's sakes, a 9-year veteran. Come on, Jeff, calm down.
Well, you expect that maybe from one of those 4 or 5 rookies that they made.
Offside. This late in the year, there's no rookies.
First down.
So that gives Miami a first down at the 7-yard line. First and goal to go with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in the opening period. Still no score. The Falcons nothing and the Dolphins nothing. Strock with the pitch to Overstreet. Runs out of bounds at the 10-yard line. He was looking for running room over there for a moment. I thought maybe he wanted to throw it.
Well, John Rady, number 59, got upfield and forced him deep and wouldn't allow him to turn back up inside and allowed the pursuit to get there and just shove him out of bounds. John Rady, just a rookie out of Boise State.
Atlanta's defense playing it tough in this drive. Dolphins have had to earn everything they've got.
Here he comes now. High formation. Going to be a toss. See, a little fake in there. They call that the plunge series in football. See, Brady got real deep in the backfield. Now comes Britt, number 26, the safety to force him out of bounds. James Britt.
It is second down. Goal to go with the nose of the ball just outside the Atlanta 11.
2 tight ends here. They were working on throwing the ball down here out of this formation the other day. Yeah, here it goes.
Strock. Bruce Hardy at the 8-yard line picks up just 3 on the play. And they're looking at 3rd and goal from the 8. Tackle made by James Britt, number 26.
You can see they have 2 tight ends. Now watch the left side of your screen. You saw 1 tight end clean him out. Now he'll come right into your screen right now. He crossed the formation in front of the defenders, but not enough yards for the first down.
Hardy has been around a few years. 9-year veteran from Arizona State. Duriel Harris, number 82, checks into the game. He's been in Don Shula's doghouse for a good portion of the season, playing the 3rd wide receiver with Mark Clayton out with an injury.
He played himself out of a starting position early in the year. That's what gave Duper his shot.
They got Duper and Harris left and Nat Moore right on 3rd and goal to go from the 6. Strock, good protection. Gonna run it. Finally throws, touchdown. Joe Rose.
shotgun formation. He's going to drop back. He's going to be flushed to the left. Now watch the pass rush come up inside. He's flushed out there to his left, his right, rather, our left as we look at it. There's old Rose in the end zone. He worked away from the defender in the end zone. Touchdown. Joe Rose, Marysville High School in California, Sacramento Valley.
Uwe von Schaman to try the extra point. You know, Woodley's supposed to be the mobile quarterback, not Strock.
Well, he didn't have to run very far there.
Kick is good. And the Dolphins first up on the scoreboard, lead at 7-0. Look at it from ground level.
Now we're really zeroed in on Strock. Now watch, he's looking at the defense, seeing what the coverage is. He doesn't like what he sees. He moves off to his right. Now he finds Rose in the end zone, had worked away from that tight man coverage. Joe Rose, touchdown.
Strock and engineering this Miami team down the field for the first score of the game. Riggs is deep once again. Riggs 5 yards deep, elects to down it. Well, coming up tomorrow, big doubleheader on CBS, and I mean big. These games mean a lot as far as the playoffs are concerned. 19 of the 28 teams in the league still alive in the running for the playoffs going into this weekend. Those are games that you'll see in various parts of the country as the first half of the doubleheader, and then pro football's version of Armageddon.
Oh, that's going to be a heck of a football game, Frank. As everybody knows, it's a toss-up.
Absolutely. Two of the great quarterbacks in the league, and Joe Theismann and Danny White. Head-to-head at Texas Stadium, NFC East Division Championship on the line. Stacey Bailey taking the throw from Bartkowski, and out to the 27-yard line. William Judson making the stop on Bailey. Bailey had one catch this year in the first 4 games and has come out so strong. He's now caught 51 for a total of 846 yards.
Yeah, he's a big play receiver, as we saw just a few weeks ago. He averages a touchdown every 8th catch, so that's a pretty good record.
They've lost both of their wide receivers, Alfred Jenkins, Alfred Jackson, both gone, and Bailey and Hodge are getting to work now. Second down 3. Atlanta at its 27-yard line. Andrews across the 30. Look at him run over people. First down. That takes it to the 37-yard line. Glenn Blackwood and Baumhauer in on the stop for Miami. He, of course, is the big man in the one-back offense. But when you look at teams that have a one-back offense, one guy gets all the carries. So you look at Miami, they've got 2 backs, and they're almost equal.
Well, then Miami's 2 backs have 1,295 yards. Well, Andrews at 1 back has 1,248 yards, so it's pretty close.
First down, Atlanta at the 36-yard line. Again, Andrews. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage. And we can show that to you graphically. But it'll get the job done, regardless of which way you go.
Right, William Andrews, 282 carries. If he didn't make the yards in the backfield, then no one is, because he's the only guy back there, Frank. Now you've got the 2 backs in Nathan and Franklin, and they're sharing the duties, and here they are with 1,295 yards. Now, granted, they've carried the ball between them a few more times.
Andrews has 6 carries, 36 yards so far here in the opening period, which has 1 minute and 20 to go. 2nd and 9, Andrews. Now, like Andre Franklin, his counterpart in Miami, he was primarily a blocking back at Auburn for people like Joe Cribbs and James Brooks. And they didn't realize what they had, I guess.
No, they didn't. You know, when you have the other kind of back is the more fleet-footed type guy like Joe Cribbs is, and you have a guy like him, it's this type of back that gets relegated to blocking, you know, not the Joe Cribbs type.
Third down, Atlanta needs 4 for the first down to keep the drive going at their 43-yard line. Under 1 minute left in the opening period. Bartkowski over the middle to Floyd Hodge. And Hodge is the first down and some change as he takes it across the 50 and rides William Judson, number 49, to the 47-yard line in Miami's end of the field.
He crossed the formation in motion, came over there, ended up one-on-one in the nickel defense on William Judson. Gave him a little juke and came underneath everybody else.
Hodge is also the Falcons' emergency quarterback. You know, they were down to Morosky the last couple of weeks, and something would have happened to Mike. They would have been down to Floyd Hodge, who was a college quarterback for a time at Utah.
He played quarterback in junior college at San Fernando Valley State. Back for an assistant coach who worked for me at the Eagles, John Becker.
There's the gun, indicating the end of the first period here at the Orange Bowl in Miami, with the Dolphins leading the Falcons by a score. Themselves a drive going as we start the second period of play here at the Orange Bowl. They're down 7-0, but they have a first down at the Miami 47-yard line at a place where Miami seldom loses.
They very seldom lose. Their record here is 85 wins, 19 losses, and 1 tie since Don Shula took over. That's a pretty good record, Frank.
I'd say so. First and 10. Bartkowski, who has thrown 19 touchdown passes, only 5 interceptions, and is ranked number 2 in all of pro football. Gerald Riggs, number 42, was the intended receiver.
That ball might have been a little too hot for him right there. He threw that pretty hard, that close to the quarterback. Maybe he took his eyes off it, I don't know.
Now, if that was your running back, would you give him that excuse?
No, I wouldn't.
Riggs, of course, former number 1 draft choice out of Arizona State. You know, Bartkowski, as we said, has had a remarkable year, interception-wise. Far and away the lowest total of his career, only 5.
He's done a great job with it. 1.3% of his passes have been intercepted. That's the best in football. He and Theismann are right there.
Second and 10 from the Miami 47. The delay this time to Andrews. Couldn't find anything up the middle. Took the outside route, wound up getting a couple of yards before Mike Kozlowski, number 40, ripped him out of bounds. So the Falcons going to be looking at 3rd and 8.
They're in an unbalanced line, Frank, and they sent a man in motion. See, Billy Whiteshoes is coming across the formation. They're unbalanced to the screen's right, to their left. Little draw handoff. He bounces outside Bryant's blocking. There comes Kozlowski playing the ball inside out. Did a nice job. Gets him down. Kozlowski's a Southern California athlete. Went to Colorado. And a fine volleyball player, believe it or not.
3rd down and 8. With the Falcons at the Dolphin 45. 7-0. Miami leads it in the second quarter. Good protection for Bartkowski. Goes over the middle to Andrews. Nice catch. And what a great cutback to pick up the first down at the 36-yard line. Not only showing great hands, but great running ability is William Andrews, who seems destined for another shot at the Pro Bowl.
He's back there as the one back in the formation. Man coming in motion. Now just watch that fullback behind the quarterback. See him sit in there. Now he's pausing, fooling around. Now he goes underneath the crossing receiver. There he gets, almost runs in the umpire. Cuts back, heads up field. Look at that balance. Look at that balance.
1st and 10. Atlanta has moved to the Miami 36. Arthur Cox, the tight end, in motion. Riggs takes it up the middle down to the 31-yard line. Close to 5 on that play for the second-year man before Bob Bumhauer, number 73.
Running right up behind old Jeff Van Oat, the 15-year veteran, number 57.
This Atlanta team, no stranger to the playoffs. 3 of the last 5 years. There's Van Note for you, gray beard.
Oh, isn't he a son of a gun? You know, he has gray hair and everything else. You know, Dwayne Putnam, who coached for me my first few years with the Eagles, said this guy was one of the finest guys that he ever coached in his career.
Played 15 years and was an 11th round draft choice when he came in.
As a linebacker.
2nd and 5. Riggs will be close for the first down, and I think he's got it. Yes, sir. Takes it to the 25-yard line, and the Falcons doing a good job moving the football. Of course, Miami in the past, you go back to the Super Bowl last year, they had a little trouble, you recall, with the one-back, defensing the one-back attack.
Well, Miami's defensive philosophy is bend, play a suit. They're a reading team. They're not a real attacking team where they come across the line of scrimmage. They take you on and pursue inside out.
Are they not physical enough to take on the Raiders or Pittsburgh? Some people say that's the case. Are they too much finesse?
Well, I don't know how you rate that. All I know is they've given up the fewest points in football, so they must be pretty good.
You can rest your case on that. Here's Riggs to the 23-yard line. Got a couple on the play, and Mike Charles, number 71, the second-round draft pick out of Syracuse, making the stop. The signal is being fired into Bartkowski. Dan Henning, of course, in the red shirt there. Dan, one of the youngest coaches in the league at 41, and was an assistant here in 1979 and 1980, and told us yesterday was one of the most valuable experiences of his career working for Don Shula. 2nd down 7 from the 22-yard line. Riggs takes Morosky, the handoff from Bartkowski. Didn't fool anybody. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it.
A little counter play, and they pulled R.C. Thielman, the left guard, number 68, around to get him. But old Mr. Betters from Montana, Whitefish, Montana, he lives in the offseason. He's a hunter, a fisherman, and flies airplanes for the fun.
And having the best year of his career with a total of 16 sacks, which puts him in the number 3 position in the National Football League right now. 3rd down and 8 with the Falcons at the 23.
You mentioned the physicalness. Now, Betters is not a real physical guy, but he's a very fine technician. Techniques are good and very good movement.
Bailey to the left, Hodge to the right. White Shoes Johnson in the slot. That's Billy White Shoes in motion. He's looking for Bailey. Got him inside at the 20. Not enough for the first down. Excellent reaction over there from Gerald Spall, number 48, the right side cornerback for the Dolphins, who smelled that one coming.
Here he is, one-on-one, and this guy is very skilled. He comes in there on the slant. See, the ball thrown right there. Not much more you can do than what Gerald Small did. Just go ahead and make the tackle and don't let him get loose into that end zone.
Nick Luckhurst has hit 15 out of 20 field goal attempts this year. This will be from 46 yards away. Correction, from 36 yards away. With Morosky to hold.
He's batting 58% in his career from this distance, and he's 3 from 4 this year.
It is good. Line drive to through.
Boy, that was a low kick. You know, if somebody would have got up in the air inside that formation, they'd have been able to knock that one back, Frank.
10 minutes, 34 seconds left to play in the first half. It's the Dolphins 7. And the This is Frank Lieber at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Wish you were here, particularly those of you in the colder parts of the country. Temperature in the 70s here. Wind blowing a little bit, but we'll take it.
Yeah, well, Frank, you and I went running this morning. It was raining, and as we said, how would you like to pay $100 a day for a hotel room and have it rain on you down here?
It's a little bit in and out, but it doesn't rain long when it does rain. Lucker is getting ready to kick off. Fulton Walker is the deep man. He'll take this one out from 2 yards deep in the end zone, out to the 10. 15, 20. Walker, 30, 40. Fulton Walker dropped at the 29. One of the top kick returners in football. And as it turned out, it was the kicker, Mick Luckers, who saved the touchdown.
Dan Henning told us last night that he was scared to death of their kickoff return. Now, this is the same guy that broke the kickoff return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Now, look at the kick-out block there by Green, number 74. He hit that crack. Now he has the speed to go ahead, Frank, and just outrun people. Look at this. Looks like maybe he's starting to pull his shoulders back and get a little tired right there. See that? Nice return by Fulton Walker, number 41.
It's been called. 73 yards on the kickoff return by Fulton Walker, the number 1 kick returner for the number 1 kick return team in pro football. And it puts the Dolphins in excellent field position with a first down at the Atlanta 29. Don Strock replacing the injured Dan Marino at quarterback. Comes out throwing. Mark Cooper at the 25-yard line. Picked up with 5 on the play. I think that return is worth one more look.
Oh, it was. It was well executed. You can see here now, watching there, and it gets a nice block right there. He's heading across the field, and that ball was kicked to the end zone, drew the defense over there, the coverage people. Now he's got a bleed block. Bennett, number 34, it's leading him up the field. Look at him go. And that's going to help his average of 25.3. He was already the number 2 kick returner.
Well, that wasn't his longest of the year. He's taken one back 78 yards.
Missed it by 5.
Second longest, yes. David Overstreet, Andre Franklin in the backfield. On 2nd and 5, Overstreet, who is apparently getting an opportunity here from Don Shula. Quite obviously, he wants to take a good look at him here.
Well, he knows he can play, but gosh darn it, he says that Nathan has been playing so well that you just can't take him out of the ball game. So I think what he's doing right now is giving Overstreet an opportunity to play before Nathan goes out there and does so well he can't take him out.
It'll be 3rd down, short yardage, less than a yard for the first down at the 20-yard line. And again, Roy Foster, the former All-American lineman from Southern Cal, is checked in as a tight end. Number 61 for the Miami Dolphins to beef up the blocking up front. He was their #1 pick a year ago. Overstreet and Franklin the setbacks. Andre Franklin has the first as he carries it to the 17.
Overstreet really showed me something there. He can do more than run. He can block. He got a real nice kick-out block to the left side. Real nice block by David Overstreet, number 20, and a good block by Roy Foster, number 61. Now watch, see that right there? Nice block, and Taves, number 60, came around and let up in the hole. Really a nice job. Good execution of short yardage running.
Andre Franklin gets the first down, and Miami with a 1st and 10 is now at the Atlanta 17-yard line as Don Shula looks on. Shula at the age of 53 in his 21st year as a head coach in the NFL. Hardy, the tight end, was the man in motion. Strock out to Hardy, ridden out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So pickup of just a couple of yards on the play. Kenny Johnson, number 37, was over there. Johnson, of course, was the hero in that exciting Green Bay-Atlanta game we worked a couple of weeks ago.
2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, almost in identical spots on the field. I've never seen anything like that.
And the fact that it was his first 2 interceptions of the year. 2nd down, 8 for the first down. Dolphins at the Atlanta 15. Butler goes out to meet Nat Moore wide on the right side. And Johnson comes up to play tough on Duper. Franklin up the middle. Big hole inside the 10 to the 8. Andre Franklin, number 2 in rushing in the AFC last year.
Watch the set. See the left guard come around, number 60, Jeff Taves, pull up inside there, got a nice block at the point of attack, did a nice job in there. I wonder why Kuchenberg's not playing. I wonder if he got banged up because Taves is his backup player.
Normally you would expect him to be in there.
Do you see him on the sideline? Maybe he had to get his joints oiled.
Yeah, I see him down at the 45. He's looking old, number 67, yes.
He's only played 14 years.
3rd down and a yard for the first down from the 8-yard line. Nothing wrong with Kuchenberg. He's just being given a breather. Franklin. Boy, what a little head button at the line of scrimmage there with the inside linebacker, your old friend Fulton Kuykendall. Kuykendall, number 54. Put the hit on Franklin. There's Kuchenberg.
There he is. I'll tell you, Kuykendall stepped up inside there like an all-pro linebacker and really took him on. The guard had pulled. Taves had pulled and trapped, and he had a running lane up in there, and Fulton read it perfectly and stepped right up there and took on that big running back. He can really put people down. In college, he used to self-destruct himself. The year that I coached him, he was always hurt because he just had other people so hard he also broke himself up.
Well, they used to call Kuykendall Captain Crazy, right? That was his nickname.
Captain Crazy. That's not because he's not smart. He's a very bright man. Now watch the linebacker to the left of your screen. Now watch him come up inside. 54. Look at him go up and meet that guy. See him straighten him up? Really a nice play. Also good, strong running.
Miami did pick up the first down, so it is 1st and goal to go from the 6-yard line.
Fulton's wife, Sherry, just had a baby boy here a few weeks ago, and boy, are they very excited about it.
Miami leading 7-3 with 6 minutes, 50 seconds left to play in the first half. Strock feeds it to Overstreet. Inside the 5 to the 3, and there he's gang tackled out of bounds. A lot of red shirts over there, including Mike Pitts, number 74, the #1 draft choice. He lost the ball, but apparently Miami retains possession.
The fullback goes up inside on the seat under Franklin, number 37, and leads, cleans up inside nicely. Now Taves, number 60, comes around, gets a block, knocks the ball out. Knocks the ball. Pitts came inside out, number 74, and knocked the ball out. Fortunately, got it back. Maybe you mentioned that a little too soon about him fumbling, Frank.
That's right. Hardy, number 84, got the recovery. You saw Kenny Johnson on the ground in excellent position had he seen the ball, but he never saw it.
Yeah.
2nd down. Goal to go from the 3-yard line.
Good time to throw it right here.
Strock wants a timeout. Wants to talk this one over with Don Shula. Interesting yesterday, Shula told us that Strock has a better grasp of the offense, or as good a grasp as any quarterback he has seen. Coaches, in tomorrow's big game at Texas Stadium, you know, now that you're out of the business, let me ask you a question, just between you and I. Who do you think is the best coach in the NFL?
Well, I'll tell you, the best coach in the NFL is the guy that wins the Super Bowl. He's the best. He's the only one that finishes the season with a win.
You're learning to sidestep very quickly in this business. As we go back to play, it'll be second down, goal to goal. Miami's ball at the 3-yard line. Two big backs in there now. Woody Bennett has joined Andre Franklin behind Don Strock. Bennett, maybe a yard, just maybe. And again, Fulton Kuykendall in there to mess things up for the Atlanta Falcons, number 54.
When he took that timeout, Frank, I thought he took the timeout to do something complicated rather than just hand it up and go inside. You know, I thought he might come up with a real nice little play-action pass there. And
Dan Henning big play. Looking on, and what he sees is Don Smith, who is shaken up on the play, the Falcons defensive lineman who has had some injury problems in the past. In fact, he missed the game. We worked in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. And his replacement is a rookie, which would give the Falcons, once again, 5 rookies on that defense. It has not been the best of years for defensive tackle Don Smith, former #1 draft choice of the Atlanta Falcons, who played his college football right here at Miami.
You know, Frank, prior to being injured this year, just a few weeks back, he had never missed a game.
Well, you can only go so long, I guess, and sooner or later the law of averages catches up for you. So you head back to play. Dolphins still at the 3-yard line. They have third down and goal to go from the 3, and the Atlanta defense continues to play it tough.
This is like 3rd and 10 out in the middle of the field, really. More often than not, it's a passing down. Yep, here it goes.
Into the shotgun goes Don Strock. Strock 6'5", one of the tallest, if not the tallest, quarterback in pro football right now. Inside handoff, Tony Nathan. Nathan is stopped short of the goal line. 4th down, and they got about 1.5 yards left, and the field goal unit is coming on.
It's the old Green Bay sweep from the shotgun formation. Look at both guards coming out of there. Ed Newman, number 64, Taves, number 60, coming around. Nathan right on the hip, trying to get up inside that block. Couldn't do it. Fine defense by Atlanta, Frank.
So Nathan fails to get in, and Von Schaman has come on for the field goal attempt. Von Foot. They'll spot this one at the 9-yard line, which will make it just about an extra point.
Yeah.
Be a 19-yard attempt.
He's 1 for 1 in his career from there.
He's 15 out of 22 on the year. It's good. Officially, credit Von Schaman with an 18-yard field goal. And with 4 minutes, 31 seconds left to play in the first half. It's the Dolphins 10 and the Falcons. Dolphins have a fight song, which fans of the Houston Oilers might recognize as very close to the one we've heard for years from Houston. They just changed the
words.
Just changed the lyrics.
Same music. Think they're liable for a lawsuit there?
I don't know. There's the book on the Dolphins scoring drive. Of course, it was set up by the 73-yard kickoff return by Fulton Walker, so they didn't have far to go. Von Schaman. Gerald Riggs at the 4. Back to the 15. 20. Riggs at the 25. Fighting his way across the 30-yard line. And is finally dropped at the 32. Terry Totolo, number 52 in the stop. Coming up next Saturday on CBS Sports, big time college basketball. The Louisville Cardinals and the NC State Wolfpack. Those two teams very easily could have met in the NCAA final last year. Remember Louisville losing in that great game to Houston? Well, they're finally going to get their chance to meet. If you haven't seen the Wolfpack, they got a little guard this year, 5 feet 6 inches tall, named of Spud Webb from Wilmer Hutchins, Texas, who is something to see. At 5'6", he can dunk the ball. 1st and 10. Andrews out to the 36-yard line. And a pickup of 5 on the play gives him 48 yards rushing on the afternoon.
Nice defensive play by Charles Bowers. They're just stringing along. And you know who made that play coming inside out? Bob Baumhauer. Now, they talk about not being physical. See, he was physical at the point and then did not penetrate and came down the line of scrimmage inside out and made a nice play. Bob Baumhauer, number 73.
Ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. 2nd down, 6. Markowski sending Bailey wide to the left side. Hodges split to the right up at the top of your screen. Markowski with a bullet to Bailey. Good for the 1st down at the 45-yard line. Well, his knee problems, Bartkowski's problems, obviously haven't hurt his arm because he threw that thing right on a clothesline.
Right, this was an option screen. Now look at the receiver work up there. He's going to push on his stick. Now watch him come back for the ball. That's it, come back. Now he's going to try to wheel to the outside and get away from small number 48. Couldn't do it. But lineman had pulled out and drew the linebackers up. That's why you didn't see any linebackers underneath that pattern, Frank. They were defensing the screen up in front of them.
By the way, the injury report on Don Smith, the Falcons defensive lineman, is a knee sprain.
Oh, that's too bad.
And he will not see any more action the remainder of the day.
Unbalanced line again.
Andrews cuts upfield to the 50, 45, first down. Atlanta at the 42-yard line. You're amazed at how hard he runs because you come up to him and he doesn't look that big.
No, he doesn't. I was next to him in the locker room. In fact, I talked to him last night. And he just doesn't look that physical, but boy, he runs physical.
14 yards on that play.
Now watch the offensive tackle. See the tackle pulling around there? Mike Ken, number 78, did a nice job. 61, John Scully at the point of attack did a nice job. Now he just powered his way through there. It makes a nice game.
Falcons having success running the football against the Miami Dolphins. First down at the 41-yard line of Miami. Andrews quickly pouncing on the fumble by Bartkowski. You know, we've been talking about this unbalanced line. What does that do for an offense? What advantage does that give them?
What they're doing, they're taking their offensive right tackle, Warren Bryant, and moving them across the formation outside of Mike Ken and putting the tight end over the other side. Now, what that does, the defense has to move over to the strength of that running formation, and many times if they have three down linemen, it takes the nose tackle off the offensive center. It makes it a little bit easier to run inside there.
Loss of a yard on the fumble. It'll be second down, 11. With Atlanta doing a lot of movement prior to the snap of the ball at the 42-yard line of Miami. Bartkowski moving good on that bad knee, going long for Bailey. Couldn't hold it. Back there with Gerald Small, number 48. It was Bailey who made the miraculous catch just before halftime of that Green Bay game on the Hail Mary of the Big Ben pass a couple of weeks ago. Put him right back in that ball game.
You know, Bailey probably would have been a first or second round pick if he had not injured his knee his senior year. Now watch him, he's bump and run technique. He can't chug him after 5 yards. Now it's just a foot race down the sideline. He's not being backed up by a free safety. It's one-on-one all the way. Good defense right there by Gerald Small from San Jose State. There, two alums, defense, a defender and a receiver from San Jose State.
This game must be. This game is clipping right along. A lot of running. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Third down, 11. White shoes Johnson in motion. Andrews, big hole, caught from behind, and looks like he'll be just short of the first down at the 33-yard line. Boy, that opened up for him.
It really did, but I think the play should have been called back. The running back moved while another man was in motion, and I'm not sure he got set.
They may have ruled that, well, let's see what they are ruling. We didn't see a penalty marker down. We're down to the 2-minute warning, I can tell you that. Maybe they hit the 2-minute mark. Of course, that wouldn't have happened because the pass was incomplete and stopped the clock on the previous play. They'll leave it at the 32-yard line, so the gain will stand. It will be short of the first down by about a yard. And we have hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half between the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons, with the Dolphins leading it by a score of 10-3.
But evidently, Pat Haggerty saw something different than we saw from here.
They'll go for it. They've done a good job controlling the football against Miami so far.
They're unbalanced line to the left now. See that, fans? Unbalanced left.
Robinson in motion. Riggs on the carry, and I don't believe he made it. Ran into a stone wall.
Nice defense.
Miami has held on downs and will take over at the 32-yard line. Nothing there for Gerald Riggs, number 42.
Now you're going to see Bo Matthews, number 33, coming across to the unbalanced side. Real nice play by Doug Betterson. Charles, number 71, working inside out. And that Charles, as we said earlier, weighs 280 pounds. He's a little hard to move out.
He does get in the way, as he did in that case. Mike Charles, rookie defensive tackle and second-round pick from Syracuse.
Plays with a lot of enthusiasm, and he's really matured as a person. Don was telling us yesterday, at first he was a little bit of a hot dog, but now he's maturing in it with the rest of the players and really becoming a fine player.
What did Henning tell us that he got out of working here from working under Shula? He said stability was the big thing.
Stability, or an organization, proper utilization of time. Said really, because we asked him what did you do for them? He said no. He says it's what they did for me that was important when I was there.
Exactly. Dolphins take over 1st and 10. And by the way, talking about Don Strock, he hasn't had a misfire all afternoon. He's completed all 6 of his passes here in the first half for 37 yards. Not bad for a guy that hasn't thrown a pass in 11 months. You know, he missed all of the preseason, was a holdout, and didn't sign until the day after the first regular season game. Strock trying to set up the screen. Nathan, 30-35. Tony Nathan up to the 37-yard line as the Dolphins will go with their hurry-up 2-minute offense here.
We watched them go through this series on the field yesterday, Frank, in no pads, and they were really efficient on the field. No mistakes.
They have 2 timeouts left. Again, going to Tony Nathan, who has not seen much action. They've been going with Overstreet, and that is a Miami first down at the 45-yard line.
Veteran offensive guard Ed Newman did a real nice job. Number 64 came out in there in that screen and actually got a real nice knockdown block, Frank.
Bob Kuchenberg, who was on the sidelines earlier, is in there now. Timeout called by the Dolphins, which will leave them with 1 when we rejoin you from the Orange Bowl. The National Football League. That's our situation. 1:16 from the end of the first half. Miami, one timeout left. They have a first down at their 45. This offensive line of the Dolphins has permitted only 3 quarterback sacks in their last 7 games. Here come the Falcons with a blitz. Strock gets it away and completes it at the 40-yard line. Marker down. Duriel Harris made the catch. Kenny Johnson, number 37, defending. I think they called interference on Johnson, but they'll take it nevertheless.
Number 37, decline, first down.
Now, as you look at it from the end zone, is Strock, see the dog coming, both linebackers coming up inside. He did a real nice job of getting them loose there before Curry could get to him there. Tight coverage, one-on-one, exceptionally nice throw, especially under those conditions, because Buddy Curry, number 50, was coming right up the throat.
Harris is the number 2 all-time receiver on the Miami Dolphins, second only to Nat Moore. Boy, Strock has done a number here in the first half. 9 out of 9 for 65 yards.
Atlanta's had trouble pass defense all year because they're ranked way down here. They're ranked 21st, I think, in the National Football League.
1st and 10 from the 40. Nat Moore inside the 30 to the 28. That's another first down. Less than a minute to go now. The clock is moving. Dolphins have 1 timeout left. Strock pumps it once. Goes over the middle. Penalty markers all over the place. Cooper was knocked down at the 15-yard line by Blaine Geisen, number 34. Geisen, a third-year man from Hawaii, a nickel defensive back. Guilty of the pass interference, and Miami's going to have a first down at the Atlanta 15.
Number 34.
The difference here, this was not incidental contact, anything like that. Now we see him going bump and run coverage right there on Butler. He releases it back to the inside. Now he's moving back inside there looking for that zone. Now watch, boom, contact made right there. That was not tripping. That was just good old contact.
Wasn't too tough a call for the officials either.
No, I could make that one. Guys that played the University of Hawaii, you know, he is the nephew of the former great from St. Mary's, Herman Wiedemeyer. Remember him?
Squirmin' Herman Wiedemeyer.
Squirmin' Herman.
12-yard penalty. Wonder what happened to Squirmin' Herman.
I don't know.
First down at the 15. Tony Nathan, touchdown.
You could see that coming, Frank.
Fine catch by Tony Nathan, one of the more versatile backs in the National Football League, having a great year.
What we have here, now look at the back. He's going to be isolated one-on-one on Buddy Curry, number 50. Everybody else playing man-to-man. He's waiting for him to get in there. There, he beat him inside, touchdown. See, number 50, Buddy Curry, a linebacker, isolated on that running back. That's really tough, Frank, if he doesn't get a great pass rush.
Well, that's the 51st catch that Nathan has made this year, and his first touchdown. Von Schaman thumps it through with 37 seconds to go.
Boy, that really takes a lot out of you right there. Atlanta was only one play out of it until that drive down at 10-3. One big play offensively. The defense had been doing a good job of keeping the game close, but that drive right there is going to hurt them that start of that third quarter.
Well, you talk about turning points. That 4th and 1 that Atlanta had down there in the 32, they didn't make. May have turned this ball game around. A reminder, a big one coming up tomorrow. I mean, the semi-annual game of the decade at Texas Stadium in Irving between the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys, which will be the second half of our doubleheader. Early, San Francisco and Buffalo. That's going to be a very key game. Both of those teams in the playoff running. Saints are still alive.
Right.
But everybody's talking about the Redskins and the Cowboys.
Every place we go, even here in Miami.
Key matchups in that game, how about this one?
Russ Grimm, the offensive left guard against Randy White. Of course, Randy White is always a dominating factor, but Russ Grimm can play Randy White.
You know, those two teams didn't play at Texas Stadium last year, and the Redskins have 17 first or second-year players, almost half their roster, close to it, who have never played a game at Texas Stadium.
Yeah, because they didn't play last year, that's right.
Because of the strike. And the Redskins haven't won down there since 1976.
In the games that we've seen, Frank, the Redskins have played more consistently up to their ability. But that doesn't mean the Cowboys don't have the ability to beat them. It's going to be, like everybody said, the old cliche, one heck of a game.
Uwe von Schaman ready to kick off to the Falcons with 37 seconds.
Uwe was born in West Berlin, Germany. Came over when he was 16 years old.
This one bounces down to the 10. Kenny Johnson, the defensive back, picks it up there, takes it back to the 15, across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Coming up at halftime, Brent Musburger with a look at the Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, Pittsburgh won today, and that means they are no worse than a wild card team, and it'll all be on the line next week when they play Cleveland in that division. We'll have highlights of that one coming up. Strock, by the way, looking at his numbers, I can't believe it. 11 months, hasn't thrown a pass. He's 11 out of 11 for 93 yards. And how about using that clock?
Well, how about the quarterback rating system in that situation? What kind of a score does he come up with? Huh?
I guess 1,000. I don't know. He hasn't thrown enough to get his name in the figures yet. Here's the Big Ben play. 3 wide receivers on the left side. Desperation pass situation. That was the setup, but they give it to Andrews. Andrews takes it out to the 28. Looks like they may run the clock down.
All running backs like to carry the ball in these situations, Frank, because the defense is playing real soft and real loose, making sure they don't give them anything cheap.
On 2nd and 3, 12 seconds. Markowski stops the clock with 9 seconds left in the first half. Andrews has rushed for 78 yards. You look at Bartkowski, you know, he had knee problems earlier in his career. You look at his knees, and he looks like he's been in a knife fight with a midget.
I know, but he's still a gifted thrower. Unfortunately, you know, he's a little bit like Joe Namath. He's had the knee problems, but he still has that great arm, and they don't really require him to do a lot of rolling out or anything. But he has been sacked more than any other quarterback in football, too.
Maybe the best long ball thrower in pro football.
At least one of the best.
3rd down and 3 with 9 seconds to go. There's that long ball. Desperation heave. They'll try to bounce it around. Little jump ball down at the 25-yard line of the Dolphins. It goes incomplete. And time for one more play, the 4th down play.
4th and 2.
Dolphins leading 17-3 as we near intermission. Floyd Hodge, number 83, one of the 3 intended receivers. The way they set that thing up, they have 3 wide receivers go down on one side, and the 2 of them are supposed to bat it around, and one is a designated catcher.
Well, the middle receiver is the point receiver. He's deeper than the other 2. The other 2 are hanging back right there, and he's going to bat it up in the air if he can't get it, and the other 2 people are going to fight to recover that batted ball.
This will be undoubtedly the last play of the first half. They have a 4th down upcoming, 3 needed for the first down at their own 28, but obviously they know the clock will run out, so the Dolphins will not have a chance to get the football back. No Big Ben formation this time. Bartkowski goes to Andrews. That'll be it. Loose football. Still loose. That'll be it. Halftime. Here at the Orange Bowl in Miami, we thought there was a penalty marker, but apparently there wasn't. So that is the end of the first half. Stay tuned. Brent Musburger coming up next from our new...
It isn't the Super Bowl, but
All right, Brent, that's going to be quite a football game, certainly tomorrow afternoon at Texas Stadium right here. Miami, halftime, 17-3. The Dolphins lead the Falcons. Don Strock has been amazing. 11 out of 11 for 93 yards.
Like I said, what can you do more? You know, what kind of a rating does he get? 1,000% or what?
2 touchdown passes. The first one was an 8-yard throw to Joe Rose, his tight end, early in the game.
Out of the shotgun. Now, Joe, just nice tight end work, you know, and he's a real key receiver. They say he has the best hands on the team. He scrambles out here. You can't see down below. He had worked away from his man-to-man coverage guy and slipped open. There he is, number 80, Joe Rose.
And the second one, of course, went to Tony Nathan, his first touchdown catch of the year during the 2-minute drill. They did a great job in this.
They did a great job, and they were in the ballgame until this drive. Now he beat Buddy Curry one-on-one, going in, the linebacker on a running back. That's a mismatch. That's a touchdown.
Atlanta has moved the ball well. I don't think they're out of this thing if they keep moving the ball.
That last drive really hurt them. And it may have hurt them psychologically, too. It all is going to depend on how they come out in this third quarter. But really, the defense have been playing pretty good, better than we'd seen them play in the past, and they were only one play out of it offensively. If their offense, and they've been moving the ball, can keep going and hang on to that ball, they can tighten up that score, and it can be a tough football game. But again, the defense has to shut them down. They have to get some heat on Strock, too, Frank.
William Andrews has rushed for 78 yards. Bartkowski has hit 8 out of 14. And we'll be back with the second half from the Orange Bowl in Miami.